This is Fred Beck from Fred Talks Fighting. I'm joined by Keemstar over Zoom. Keem, happy birthday. How old are you today?
I'm old, 42.
Getting on a little. Still fresh though. Still looking good.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's
Your
all that
new
just for men, you know?
your new Corvette looking very, very nice as well. I'll put a picture of it on the screen as you posted it so many times on Twitter.
Yeah, I bought myself a wrap for the Corvette, so I'm in love. I absolutely love it.
Well, it's purple now. What color was it before?
It was red, so
Okay.
you're probably not happy with the change, but I love it.
Nice to give things a little bit of a fresh start for sure. We'll just go straight into it today then. Breaking news: Jake Paul is fighting Mike Tyson. I can imagine that's more of a back in the day. I know you don't do drama alert so much anymore, but back in the day, this would have been drama alert mainstream news for like a week.
Oh yeah, I feel like if this happened like 5 years ago, it would be even bigger. And this is definitely going to be one of the biggest fights of the year. But I also look at it as like it's kind of embarrassing for Jake Paul, right? Because we people criticize Jake Paul for fighting all these retired MMA people and da 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 da. And now it's to the point where we're fighting like a 57-year-old Mike Tyson. And like, I get it, right? Jake wants this fight because it is Mike Tyson. His name is that powerful. He is the Michael Jordan of boxing, right? Like it means something. Everyone's tuning in. They're getting rid of the pay-per-view model, right? We're gonna watch it for free on Netflix. Well, not for free, but you need a Netflix subscription. But you know what I mean? Like this is gonna be huge. But I can't help but to see this as like cringe and embarrassing for Jake Paul. Am I wrong, Fred?
Well, I guess you can see it both ways. If you're any boxer really and you get off of Mike Tyson, you probably are saying yes, despite what everyone else is saying. So I guess it's fair to see from Jake's point of view, but then from the public's point of view as well, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, we're saying it great. We're saying a great look." I mean, Jake Paul, if he beats Mike Tyson, he'll probably be the most hated man in professional boxing, and that's very hard to remove if you were to knock out Mike Tyson, because Mike
Well,
Tyson's
imagine
everyone's
it,
hero.
Fred. Imagine if he hurts him. If you go hurt my 57-year-old legend, again, remember, I'm 42, right? When I was a little boy, I was watching Mike Tyson knock people out in the 90s, right? If you go hurt my goat, Jake, I'm not going to like you. Like, that's really how people feel about it. But then also, people love Mike Tyson. Like, I put out a poll and everyone says Mike Tyson's going to win. Guys, newsflash, Mike Tyson is not winning this fight. He's not. I'm sorry.
I did about four interviews today, and I've asked everyone about it. The one that stands out the most is I interviewed Jeff Mayover, about 20 minutes ago, and he's very, very confident in Mike Tyson beating Jake Paul by knockout. I was a little bit. I said, I think Jake. It might be Jake's fight, Jeff. And Jeff goes, no. And that's Jeff Mayweather as well. His name holds credibility.
Stop. Just stop. Just just stop. I mean, dude, we've seen Tyson hitting the pads recently. He looks good. It's exciting to see a senior citizen out there doing what he's doing. I mean, the guy's the GOAT. He's a legend, but he's going up against a 27-year-old Jake Paul in his prime. It's just no, it's not going to happen.
Well, that footage isn't recent. That's 4 years old. I remember in lockdown it coming out.
Oh, that's right. Because 2 years ago, Mike Tyson was in a wheelchair. He was on his deathbed. People thought he was going to die.
What a comeback Mike has made. What a comeback for sure. How many people do you reckon will watch this live, concurrent viewers?
Dude, business wise, Jake's the GOAT. This is genius. Business wise, he's absolutely going to crush it. Netflix must have already paid like an insane amount, right? I don't know if they get more money based on how many people tune in, but this is going to be some record breaking stuff business wise. But it's still embarrassing. I'm sorry. That's how I look at it.
But where'd you draw a line though, Keem? Where'd you draw a line in terms of embarrassment to money made? Where'd you draw it?
Well, we used to have shame on the internet, not even talking about influencer boxing or, combat sports, but we used to have shame on the internet back in the day. There's no shame anymore. Like, there just isn't. Like, we got Jack Doherty's out here. starting fights with civilians, and then the bodyguard has to step in. I mean, it's all cringe. There's no shame on the internet anymore. It don't matter.
I do always wonder what those bodyguards must think when Jack starts a fight with someone and then is about to get beaten up and he steps in. I do wonder what goes through that person's mind, to say the least. Just moving on then.
One thing I wanted to real quick while we're still on the subject before we go off, I wanted to set up a fight between Jack Doherty and Neon, and just have the bodyguards go at it. Because those two are never fighting. They're never fighting. I don't care how many like videos and streams they do of training. They're not getting in the ring. Trust me, I've tried.
Wasn't Paul Bamba quite a kind of crazy crossover? Wasn't Paul Bamba training Jack and
I
Doherty?
I sent Paul Bamba down to Miami to start training Jack Doherty, and Paul Bamba slapped somebody within like 24 hours of him being there, another YouTuber, right? In a drunken feud. Jack Doherty gives up on the whole boxing thing like a week later. I mean, this ain't happening, bro. This is not happening.
Shame. Maybe in
And
the
then we got
future, but
Neon calling out like professional boxers. I don't know if you've seen any of that. I forgot who he called out, like Devin Haney or someone, right? He's like, let's go, bro. I'll kick your ass. I'm like, bro, what is this?
yeah, I think I did see the Devin Haney clip go viral on YouTube. Speaking of Devin Haney, what do you make of Ryan Garcia's recent outbursts?
Ryan Garcia is clearly going through a manic episode. The issue is some of the conspiracy type stuff that he's saying has nuggets of truth to them. There's been like a lot of, whether you're talking about the Jeffrey Epstein stuff or, people invading Bohemian Grove. I launched Skyfire News, which covers UFOs, and Ryan Garcia was talking a lot about aliens and UFOs and stuff, which there's credibility behind that as well. So he's saying like a lot of like crazy stuff, but there's nuggets of truth there. So instantly, Ryan Garcia had millions of people on Twitter defending him and you go Ryan, but they don't know who Ryan Garcia is. They don't understand that this is completely out of the norm for him, and he's not right and he's not okay. So I talked to Ryan Garcia in a Twitter space. I was just trying to calm him down and being like, instead of jumping all over the place, if you really want to get a message out, you need to organize your thoughts. And Andrew Tate spoke to him, tried to do the same thing. But unfortunately, it is what it is. We've seen many people this happen to them. He's going through something. He's going through something right now. It's that simple.
If it was Alex Jones going off about that stuff, he would be like, "Oh, that's kind of expected." But if Ryan Garcia
Right.
is someone who's never spoken about that before, it does seem very very out of the blue. Hopefully, it does get better. A couple more things before I let you go, and you can have your birthday cake. Misfits 13 happening in Nashville. Are you gonna be there?
I don't know if I'm going yet or not. I have a very, very busy week, but Fox the G. Oh, I cannot wait to see Fox the G fight again. I mean, this kid is becoming a superstar like real fast. He showed me his gloves and his kit that he has for this event. It looks sick. I'm just super, super excited.
Anything for Happy Punch? Are you fully stepped back from Happy Punch now? Are you still involved? Where's your position with the company?
Like I would say that me and Alex runs Happy Punch now. Alex Lord, absolute legend. He's crushing it. I say me and him probably talk at least 6 days a week, almost every single day. We just go over what's happening, what we should be covering and whatnot. Um, as far as our Happy Punch fighters, there's only been two events, so it's like there's not much activity going on with our fighters right now. We're in a little bit of a slow period where there's not a lot of events happening. So yeah, I've been just, taking this time to focus on Skyfire News and building that up and whatnot.
Say
And
again,
of
what's
course,
that?
Skyfire News. It's a new media outlet to cover the UFO phenomenon.
So that's your new business.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, interesting. I haven't seen any of this. Is it been officially
Mm.
announced and everything?
Oh yeah. Right now it's primarily on Twitter. We're launching the news show on YouTube in roughly about a week.
Okay, nice, nice. Okay, so that'll be your new thing. Let's stick on Happy Punch for a second. Are you guys gonna have the Happy Punch prelims coming back for any Misfits cards in the future?
There's been a lot of talks about that. but nothing is set in stone. Look, the fans want the Happy Punch prelims. Misfits wants the Happy Punch prelims. They are high in demand. It's just a couple more T's need to be crossed and I's dotted, and I think that is something that can happen this year.
I guess it's just more. It's just adding more to the card, more kind of more juicy bits, more chaos happening in like fight week. Like there's
Well,
always a lot of viral moments going on Twitter or TikTok or whatever.
yeah, because it's fun because it's like two events merge into one, right? Like and you get two for one kind of deal, like when we do have the Happy Punch prelims. But yeah, I'm totally down to do that again. And of course, there's a bunch of other ideas floating around for Happy Punch to do. But right now, because we are during this downtime, we're just focusing on that news, right? Influencer boxing is like down right now. As you know, there's not much stuff going on. So, Happy Punch has focused on like all combat sports. And now we're starting to get like, all the MMA organizations like reaching out to us and wanting us to do stuff. So really sky's the limit, but obviously misfits and influencer boxing it is our first love and our main love still.
I guess their attention, like interest for influence boxing is always like this. It's like a roller coaster. When there's an event, when there's no event, it's always like this. So as the views go up, go down, just kind of take it as it comes.
Yeah. Well, it was crazy. We were looking back to one of the Twitter spaces that we did versus Gibb and Austin McBroom. And you remember that event. Like it didn't sell. Like it
No.
was absolute dog shit, right? But we did a Twitter space right after that. We had 200,000 people tuning into the Twitter
You
space.
had 200,000 people on a Twitter space.
Yeah, but
Is that the most
that's
ever for any influencer event?
no. I think we've had that a couple times back in the day, but that doesn't happen anymore. You know what I mean?
Well, but the reason is because it was more like a one-time thing, when now it's a regular thing, so people like don't the interest isn't as much like on Twitter
That's what I'm
Spaces as it
saying.
was.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you. The interest is not there. We're on a definite downslide. Um, but that could easily be brought back by some exciting things happening this year that I know are in the works by multiple organizations. Misfits has an amazing plan for 2024. And if even half of that stuff comes to fruition, it should be an exciting year. But we're still in that down, slide. We need, one of these big events to get us excited again.
There'll be some crazy stuff that happens on the Nashville show. Mams always
Yeah.
adds one like little surprise in last minute. On the last Nashville show, where Dean will lead on the same team. There's always little kind of spicy bits that gets added. So I'm sure there'll be a few exciting things. But Keem, anything planned for today? Are you having a birthday party? Having family around?
Uh well, my birthday's technically not today. It's at midnight. So my
Well, right now
birthday's
in England, it's the 8th, so it just passed
yes.
officially over
Okay.
here.
But yeah, when the clock strikes midnight, there will be lots of shots and tonight'll be crazy. Actually, this entire weekend we have plans, guests coming over and whatnot. I'm really excited.
Whereabouts are you based in America?
I live in Buffalo, New York, but I live
Buffalo,
like
New
in the
York.
middle of the
Oh, okay.
country. I'm like an hour out of Buffalo.
So you're doing a little bit of shooting on the quad bikes, that sort of vibe this weekend.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I just got the side by side all souped up with new subwoofers, speakers, stereo system, a new cab on the thing, a heater because it's like 40 degrees out, but now I can just drive that, out in the cold and be totally fine. So I got that going on. Of course, I got the vet, looking all sparkly with a new dress on. I'm gonna take her out for a spin, you know.
Life's good. Life's good. Well, thank you for the interview, especially on your birthday. I know you're probably very hectic, but yeah, I'll see you soon. Hopefully, I'll bump into you in Nashville.
Sounds good. See you, Fred.